All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Emily Roberts, and I'm so glad that you guys decided to get on this webinar tonight. I've been using Plexus for nearly 10 years in July. This is crazy, and I can't wait to share my story with you. But before I do, we're going to need a little participation in the chat because we're going to give away some gift cards tonight. So there will be 3 opportunities to win. And the first question of the chat tonight is going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. How skeptical are you feeling right now? So drop that number in the chat. And to qualify for that, we're just gonna participate with all the questions. Okay. So speaking of skeptical, your girl here was very skeptical. Like I said, it's been 10 years since I first said yes to Plexus. And when I got started, I was a brand new mom. My husband was deployed to the Middle East and Afghanistan. He did not get to meet our son until he was nearly 7 months old. And I was at a crossroads in my life where I needed to make a decision now because I wasn't ready to go back to corporate America after becoming a new mom. I did the math, and what it looked like was working for free. That childcare was so expensive with diapers and all the things that paycheck at corporate America, daycare expenses, gas to and from, it just didn't work out, right? It meant working for free. And to me, that just wasn't worth it. So I wanted something that offered me a little bit more freedom. And I was really praying for an opportunity to find that at home because I was also a full-time college student. Anybody else? Anybody else? Where my college students at? And so for me personally, I was thinking, I just need something that I can get behind and get passionate about. Well, around the same time, as I mentioned, I was a new mom, okay? And I went to a doctor's appointment, and my doctor, looking at my chart, looking at and knowing me and my health, was like, Emily, you really need a probiotic. And I said, Doc, those are for old people. Because, back then I was 24 and I was so smart and such a little know-it-all. And I'm like, those are for old people. So if you feel old, if you think you're old, no offense, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And what I have discovered is that that's exactly what I needed. And partnering with Plexus, the original gut health company, was something beyond my wildest dreams, from making me feel better and not having to go back to the doctor and asking for remedy after remedy, but getting to the root of that through Plexus. That when I did start feeling better, people noticed and they were like, okay, you were this like sad and grumpy college student mom, and now you're not. What are you doing? Like, right? They could see like this glow. They saw me losing weight. So of course, I started telling them about what I was doing. I used Facebook when I first got started, eventually got on Instagram. But what's crazy is as I started sharing, people at first were very skeptical like me. I saw the chat. You guys are skeptical too. Some of you still are. Some of you aren't anymore. And here's the thing. I was like, do I post on Facebook? Because if I post on Facebook, are they really going to be receptive to this? I'm new at this. I've never done anything like this before, but I felt too good not to share and I could not keep it to myself. The thing was, losing weight postpartum, I wasn't that girl. I didn't spring back. Okay. And so I had to put in some work, and getting to the root with the gut health products, I think, is what did it. And it was different. It wasn't a weight loss product. It wasn't something that everybody else offered. Plexus is very unique. So what I found was like 3 months in, 90-day mark, I got a paycheck. I got a paycheck in the mail for $954. And I was like, am I going to go to jail? I didn't know what it was for. I actually called the company. I was like, hey, I think something's wrong. Y'all sent me almost $1,000. And they were like, what's your name? All the things. No, Emily Roberts, that's you. Congratulations on all your hard work. It looks like you are almost a gold ambassador. I didn't know, you guys, but I knew in that moment I needed to look at the compensation plan and continue to dive in. Not only 8 months after that, I found myself at one of the top ranks in the company. And a year later, the very tippy top as a Diamond Ambassador, where I have stayed over the last 10 years. I love this opportunity, and I can't wait for you to hear from 2 other women in my life, my personal friends that I do this with, that have a very different story in perception, because this is real. This is 100% real. I know you can't BS a BSer, right? Well, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to keep it real and to show you from one person to the other, this is exactly what you're looking for. And you are on this call for a reason, and there is a plan for you. And I think it has to do with Plexus. So I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Chandra. She is awesome, busy mom of three, a little gym rat. She's amazing. Chandra, tell us your story.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me? Okay, good. It's chaos over here. So I've been on Plexus for, I guess, 5 years this past November. It was my 5 year mark. I had actually started the products and hid it from my husband because, again, I was skeptical, like she said. I didn't even tell my husband I was taking the products. I had it on my own credit card. I didn't want to tell him about it because I'm like, I'm just kind of going to try these, see if they work, because my friend Hannah had told me about them. And I was thinking, I don't need it for weight loss. Like, I know how to lose weight. I'm a trainer, so this isn't really something I need. And then she kind of started talking about other things, and it's just like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I don't poop as often as I should. Oh, we're supposed to go at least once a day. Once a week isn't normal. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, I'd go once a week, and I thought that was normal. I thought my husband had issues going multiple times a day, but I was the one with issues. So I mostly started taking the products due to that. And then kind of in the back of my mind, I was also taking them. I'd had 3 miscarriages between my first and my second. My friend Hannah sent me testimonials about women who had infertility issues and had gotten pregnant from it. My husband had finally like convinced me that one baby was enough to love, and so I kind of let it go from there. But about 4 months after taking these products, I got pregnant with my rainbow baby, and then I had a third one who after her with Plexus as well. And so it helped regulate me in 2 to 3 weeks. It helped get me my other baby and another one as well. And then I didn't start really working the business too much because, again, I was still kind of skeptical, even though I had had all these positive things. And I was like, I was worried about how people would perceive me in posting and sharing. They're like, oh, it's just another pyramid scheme. Oh, she just wants your money. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about your health, all of that stuff. So I was still kind of hesitant about it. Well, 2020 hit. My husband had just quit his paying job in December of 2019, started our own gym in January 2020, and then boom, COVID. So now I'm like, okay, well, this is crazy because now we don't have as many clients per se because people are worried about coming in person to train and things like that. Where I was working at the time ended up shutting down. And I'm like, well, I don't have an income now. What am I going to do? My husband just started his own gym. We have the business that we have to run that we were thankfully had clients throughout. But I was like, what am I going to do? I need to do something to bring in money. So then I was like, well, maybe I should give this Plexus business a try. So I was pregnant with my second child at the time, and I ended up going gold, maybe senior gold, I think. I don't know. I gave birth and I ranked up the day I gave birth, and I did a live an hour after I gave birth. So in my hospital gown, and my friend's like, you don't have to do it. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. So I'm in the hospital because without Plexus and being able to rank up, like I honestly didn't know how we were going to survive bringing in another life to our family, and COVID going on, and a one income family. And we didn't know how sustainable the income was going to be due to our business being fitness. There were some people who were like, oh, I don't care. We're fine. I don't care about COVID. But then you had other people who were freaking out about COVID and were afraid they were going to get it, didn't want to be around nobody, wanted to be closed off, wanted to wear a mask 24/7. So we were very like, didn't know where we were going to be in life at that point. So by being able to work this business and keep people healthy and help them get healthier or whatever journey they were on and what they were trying to find was a blessing. And just being able to provide for my family and being able to take care of my girls, because I had to pull my other one out of my oldest out of daycare at that time because I was trying to pay for daycare and I didn't have a job. So daycare is like $1,300 a month, which is a mortgage payment half the time. So by being able to pull her out, and I'm now a stay-at-home mom, but we also own a gym and I do have clients, but this money that I get from Plexus is able to help me do extracurriculars with my kids that maybe I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Because if they were in daycare, I mean, my entire paycheck would be going to that and then some. So by having Plexus, I'm able to have my kids in gym, and my daughter lives with us, but she also plays softball. And then my other one is in dance, and my other one is in gymnastics. So it's like Plexus is helping me be able to get them more experiences as well. So that's my side of the story. My question is, and I'm also giving away a $10 gift card to Amazon. So make sure you're commenting below and acting or being active. But all you have to do is share in the comments who invited you here tonight on this call. So who was it, a friend, family member, sponsor, whatever it may be, drop that name in the chat. They invited you because they believe in you and they obviously see potential in you. So you are obviously here for a reason because there's something that you feel as well. But I'm going to pass it to my upline, Hannah, and she will give you her story next.
Hey, you guys, sorry, I wanted to click the unmute button and it wasn't working. Thanks, Chandra. Love your story and Emily's story. I love doing this with you girls. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for being on tonight. My name is Hannah Kern. I live here in Texas, and my story actually started 9 years ago, which is so crazy to even think about. I truthfully just wanted to get skinny for the wedding. It was a totally vain reason why I wanted to do these, try these products. I had been watching my friend Emily share about them relentlessly on Facebook, almost blocked her because I didn't believe in supplementation. I had always been an athlete my entire life. I was a gymnast. I did swimming. I was super active as a kid. My entire family is into fitness. And so we just didn't believe in supplementing, not because we tried it before and it didn't work. We just always were told fitness and eating clean is really the only way to optimal health. And I truthfully thought supplementing was just for those who wanted to just eat burgers on the couch and not do any movement and be lazy. And so I was never even looking in that direction. And I actually made fun of people who did supplementing. And I was like, you're just not eating enough salads, girl. You just need to drink more water. You got to get off your butt, start moving. And in reality, I was the one who was fit, but chugging Diet Cokes and exhausted, falling asleep at the wheel in my hour commute drive home from work. I knew I needed to change something. And thankfully, my friend Emily was brave enough to share her story on social media. I would have never known about a probiotic without her help. My doctors definitely didn't have those conversations with me. And so fast forward 5 months of me never liking her stuff or commenting or messaging her about it because I'm like, nope. But I was the first one to watch every video or live that she did because I wanted to know more, but just didn't want to be that girl who asked for more info. You probably were that too. 9 years later, I had ended up dropping 15 pounds. I was able to conceive my daughter naturally after 2.5 years of 5 rounds of fertility treatments that we spent a whole lot of money on. And now we have a 6-month-old beautiful baby girl, and I've never felt better in my entire life. I lost the weight. I actually dropped 30 pounds after I had my daughter, 5 weeks after I had her, which is pretty amazing. That was definitely not the goal, but now I feel like I'm in my wellness era. Like if Taylor Swift had a song, it would be, I'm in my wellness era. I just feel so good. And in my 20s, I felt like I was an 80-year-old woman trapped in a 24-year-old body. And because of these products, they gave me back. I'm not canceling last minute for happy hour. I'm showing up at happy hour. I'm planning happy hour with my girlfriends on Friday after a very long and exhausting work week because I feel good. And I'm 34. I truly feel better as a 34-year-old than I did pooping once a week as a 24-year-old, living off Diet Coke and energy drinks, falling asleep at the wheel, doing every single fad diet to drop the weight, but nothing worked. I'm living the life that I've always wanted to live, and I feel so good doing it. And I'm doing it because I've got a daughter watching me make really good choices, and Plexus was that vessel for me. And now, since I felt so great, I started talking about it. People saw a difference. I was able to cover my wedding in cash. We had planned our wedding on Pinterest, and those things make your wedding very expensive if you follow all the beautiful pictures. And I wanted to have my dream wedding. And I just truthfully, at the beginning of all this, wanted to cover the cost of my products. When I found 3 people, I ended up finding 3 more. And then I ended up finding 3 more. And I realized I'm not the only one struggling in silence. And so they ended up telling their friends. And in 9 months, I covered my entire wedding in cash. And it was something that I had always dreamed of, not only just the wedding, but starting off my marriage without drowning in credit card debt. We ended up being able to afford fertility treatments that I would have never had the option to afford without Plexus giving me the extra income to be able to have that option. My insurance didn't cover it. We were trying naturally for years, and fertility options are expensive. And because of that, or because of Plexus, It gave us options that a lot of families don't have. And we have our beautiful baby girl naturally because of the products. Even though those didn't work, I still am so thankful we got to go on that journey, because a lot of moms have to give up on their dream of becoming a mom because they can't afford that. And so that's why I'm so passionate to share with other moms that this, or mamas to be, that this could be a vessel to afford that. So that is why I'm so, so grateful for this blessing of Plexus and being able to share what it's done for my life. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a scientist or a doctor. I don't barely know anything about meal prepping or macros or micros. I just know I'm pooping more. I got energy to roll around with my daughter, and that's truly what people want to know anyway. So that's how I was able to share with others. So now we're going to wrap this up. We have a gift card for you. All of us have been sharing. My personal gift card is a $10 Target gift card, and I want to know in the chats what an extra $300 would do for your family. So let's just say by the end of next week, you bring home an extra 300 bucks. What would you do with that money that you earned? So briefly, here is what you're looking at. If all of these stories inspired you, and if any of our stories related maybe to something you're personally going to, we want to know one more thing, and I want you to drop this in the chat. Now, as I'm speaking, I want you to think of this. If you're able to be blessed by $300, we want you to join our 3-day chat group. This is a private, exclusive group. We're not just going to throw anybody random into this group. This is a group chat on Facebook where we're going to give you and provide you the messages and the follow-ups and the way to be excited, the way to share excitedly to your friends and family that you care about most, what they're missing out on if they don't do this with you. This is an opportunity for everyone. And in order for you to take home $300 by next week, that only means finding 3 people to do this with. And we're going to help you do that. We're going to help you with the ins and outs. We're going to help you with answering questions. And it's going to be so much fun. So after you share what $300 can do for you, we're only inviting those specifically who drop in the comments, add me to the chat. Add me to the chat is your ticket into our 3-day group that's starting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. So you can get started on your products if you are brand new, or if you've been here a while and you're already loving your products, to learn how to share with others so you can be blessed and be a blessing to so many others. Plexus has been the vessel for us, and we are so thankful that you're on tonight. We're going to stop recording so we can go look through all the chat comments and pick a winner.